I consider JEE to be a marathon, not a sprint. Internet boom opened the world to unprecedented global connectivity. School basically gave me the foundation to go ahead and do really well by the kind of facilities which are there in my alma mater DPS. I must say I feel truly proud. Right?
Some journeys begin silently, in classrooms filled with curiosity, in corridors echoing with ambition, and in the schools which do not merely educate but ignite minds. Today, we have with us someone whose journey began right here, within these walls, who once sat where we sit, who dreamt where we dream, and dared where many hesitate. A very warm welcome to everyone on DIPS Vartalap, where every voice matters. Today's episode is not just an interview, but a homecoming. A homecoming to the corridors, to the classrooms, and to the spirit of Delhi Public School, Bokaro. We are honored and delighted to welcome back our illustrious alumnus of 1993 batch, Mr. Prasoon Kumar Jha, whose journey began right here and who went on to build a huge academic career by securing All India Rank 1 in IIT JEE. So, welcome back to your alma mater and to DIPS Vartalap.
Thank you.
You are one of the most acknowledged alumni of DPS Bokaro. How do you feel that the school has contributed to shaping you into a strong and optimistic human being?
Thank you for having me, Swarnim. And you're too kind for telling me that I am one of the most accomplished alumnus. I would like to highlight some of the contributions of the school when I was here. So, I joined DPS Bokaro in the second year of when it was started, and I found it to be really transformative for myself. I think the discipline, the extracurricular activities, and the academic rigor, all of them were really well balanced. I learned resilience here. I was switching from a boys' school and a Hindi medium school to DPS. So it was a big adjustment for me. But teachers of humanities, teachers of chemistry, like our, at that time it was Dr. A.S. Gangwar sir and Aruna Luke ma'am, as well as Parikh ma'am, etc. They encouraged me like anything. Many times I would ask them questions and I would ask them to translate it. Even during exam, they will translate it and ask me, encourage me. So that taught me a lot of things. That taught me humility, and it helped build the kind of discipline, and which led me to overall development of my character, not just academically. And school basically gave me the foundation to go ahead and do really well after I left it. And I always feel grateful to have been shaped by school during my formative age. And it's always my pleasure to be here. Thank you, Swarnim.
Thank you so much, sir. So many students start with enthusiasm, but eventually they lose their momentum. So when you look back at your JEE journey, what motivated you every single day, especially during the moments of pressure, and kept you consistent across months and years of preparation?
That's a great question.
Thank you, sir.
And when I reflect back during the 2 years that I spent here in DPS, and even before that, because I consider JEE to be a marathon, not a sprint. So whatever foundations that I got before that, whether it was my previous school or the environment at home, all of them were encouraging me. It was all discipline. It was all about work while having fun. And I became really, really consistent. It is very hard to be consistent, to show up every day,
Yes.
especially on those days when you feel like failure. But the strength of the character which was built into me, as I talked earlier also, for example, a questions would not be accessible to me because of the language problem, but then teachers helped me, right? So such kind of encouragement helped me to keep showing every day. And my father was a biggest motivator for me, and teachers as well as the peer students and the non-teaching staff, they were all amazing here. And I followed discipline and consistency and smart work, I would say. Smart, not very hard work, but smart work, but consistently. And that helped me. I think many times those who get into sprint mode at the beginning, they lose the steam, they lose the momentum, because in between they might hit some failure, some kind of roadblocks, etc. So it is important at that point of time to get your doubts cleared from teachers, get help with your peers, or there are some assistance available outside. So I think with the help of all those assistants, you can be really consistent. So I'll end this with saying one thing: consistency beats hard work. So keep doing it.
Indeed, sir. So, artificial intelligence is rapidly transforming industries. While many students see AI as an opportunity, others fear it may replace traditional engineering roles. How do you see AI reshaping engineering and other careers in the coming years? And what skills should the students focus on to surpass an AI driven world?
Yeah, another great question, Swarnim.
Thank you.
So, yeah, certainly. I believe the last 25 to 30 years, right? Even after I kind of left the school, the world has seen a technological advancement we have not witnessed. Earlier, there used to be a separate music player, right? There used to be a separate clock.
Yes.
There used to be a separate organizer, something like notebook, which I am carrying now, but
Yes.
many people don't, right?
Yes.
And all of them have come together in a tiny place, in a tiny device called mobile.
Yes.
And it's a smart mobile. And now, with artificial intelligence built into them, it is really, really smart. It's a great assistant. I believe that a lot of jobs which were created in late 2000, early 1990s were for computer science in programming because of the fear of Y2K problem. So in order to solve that, the engineering prowess was used, which was India. A lot of people went to the US also during that time, and a lot of offices were opened, which we call GCCs, Global Capability Centers. For example, IBM opened their India office. So a lot of problems were being solved here as well as outside India. And Indians were at the forefront, right? For example, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, he joined Microsoft in the US in 1993 or 4. Sabir Bhatia, who started Hotmail, which was bought by Microsoft, he started during that time. And I myself had the privilege of going there and witnessing the internet boom. So, internet boom opened the world to an unprecedented global connectivity. And then artificial intelligence, which was going on. It was kind of started in it got big bump in 2015 when a UK-based person who was founder of DeepMind, he was able to design a system which beat the Go champion. So Go is much more harder problem, much more harder sports. It's another board game, much more harder board game for artificial intelligent machines to play. But then they were able to do it. IBM had a Big Blue machine, and they were able to do it in 1980s, etc. When the Russian players like Karpurov, etc., had been beaten by a computer. Now, in 2015, deep learning came, and then exactly 7 years after that, in 2022 October, when ChatGPT opened up, and the kind of understanding from the human language which was generated and ability to respond to that in very human-like, I think it created unprecedented opportunity as well as fear. Such fears have been there for a long time. Whenever such technological advancement take place. In case of computer science and other core engineering like mechanical engineering, civil engineering and others, I think core engineering took a backseat, and a lot of people, a lot of students, they were learning computer science and they were writing code. Now, artificial intelligence also is largely the models which are built by companies like OpenAI. So behind ChatGPT, there is OpenAI models. Then we have another closed source which is Anthropic, and there are open source ones. DeepSeek comes to my mind. In addition to DeepSeek, we have Meta, the company behind Facebook, Instagram, etc., who are building Llama models. So, so some of these are able to automate the jobs, and this time, unlike the robots of earlier, they are coming for white collar jobs, right? So, I got a call from somebody, pretending to be salesperson of a real estate company, right? Okay. So now what will happen to large call centers, right? Such kind of things have happened earlier also. Large number of call centers were in India in 2000, 2005, etc., when companies like Genpact, etc., had boomed, and some of them actually moved to Philippines. Then we Indians moved up the chain. We came up to software. With artificial intelligence, what will happen that other fields, interdisciplinary fields, become very, very important. My son, he is doing robotics and AI in mechanical engineering department, and he's doing mechanical engineering because the physical AI requires knowing how to operate self-driving car. You need to know, the vision model is there, right? The text model is there, and then video model is there, which are talking to us, for example, likes of Alexa and Google Assistant, etc. But how to move forward, etc., they are all designed by mechanical department. So now, in addition to computer science, other core engineering, for example, mechanical engineering for robots, etc., civil engineering for 3D printing. China and US and many countries in Europe and even Middle East, etc., they have grown really far. For example, you can 3D print a whole house, and it can be built in like few hours. So that requires understanding the civil engineering. So those jobs are not going anywhere. You believe, that if you learn critical thinking, that cannot be automated. So then the empathy, ability to understand another human person, a lot of these things become more important. Problem solving and then breaking the problem into multiple steps become very important. Whenever I try to code using the latest AI assistants, I always face a problem that large number of code comes to me, but they're not that great. So you treat AI as an assistant, but you have to describe certain things. So I believe that take AI as somebody who can, who is an assistant to you, not somebody who is going to replace you. And a large number of fields of engineering are relevant. In addition to that, user interface design. So earlier, if a lot of design was on the computer, on the screen. We started designing for mobile and for touch. Earlier it was using keyboard and mouse, now with touch. Now a lot of it is using voice, a lot of it is using, for example, goggles, Facebook goggles, etc., using certain other things, even Neuralink, etc. They are able to read your mind and able to move certain things. So a lot of advancement will happen and it will create opportunity. It will not diminish our, our jobs. There are new jobs which will be created. And certain things, curiosity, as well as critical thinking, is never going to go away. So I believe take job take AI as an assistant for yourself, and there's nothing to fear about the future. Actually, future is really, really bright. You can have a lot of free time by automating a lot of stuff, and you can have really meaningful life for yourself. So, as far as productivity is concerned, entertainment is concerned, as well as work is concerned, a lot of assistant, boost will happen, and, they are all good. You just need to keep yourself, authentic self, and keep critical thinking and curiosity by your side. So, I don't have, I would say, I don't have a crystal ball in front of me to tell what future is, but I believe that those are the two qualities which will permeate the AI as well as AGI, right, which is artificial general intelligence. We have not reached there yet, right? But you need to understand what happens after 5 years, and you have to start learning some of those skills now. And of course, in between, if certain different kind of opportunity arises, certain different kind of AI advancement happens, then you need to quickly unlearn and relearn certain other parts. So that's my brief take on the question that you asked. Thank you.
Truly, sir. Sir, India suffers from a massive wave of brain drain. In contrast, you are a living example of serving your country despite having spectacular achievements. So most of the students dream of studying in an elite institution only to get placements abroad. Therefore, how can we overcome this challenge for national development?
Yeah, I think brain drain is definitely an issue. But we have to take brain drain. There are two sides of that coin. One is, do we really need to stop brain drain completely? I would say no. In today's connected world, it's a global village. The entire world is global village. And movement of talent from one place to another, it helps. Because even when somebody is there outside, let's say in the US or Europe, they keep sending, forex, very big forex to us, which helps us. But in addition to that, they help set up development center here. For example, Satya Nadella, he's able to set up development center in India. And now with the right kind of policies from government, they are investing large, like billions of dollars into building data centers for their AI. A lot of, I would say, things also boil down to the kind of ecosystem that we provide. I believe that the right ecosystem where there are opportunities and some of them are guided by government, and then some of the basic infrastructure which government is building, we have been very fortunate. So UPI, for example, if I take example, UPI Aadhaar. So whenever such infrastructure have been built by consortium of banks or government, etc., large number of fintech companies have come about. So if I talk about past, in 1997, when I passed out from my college, IIT Kanpur at the time, and about 80% of the students, they went ahead and settled abroad, primarily US, but also Europe and other countries. Now that percentage has come down to 20%. So only 20% go abroad, and some of them are able to go to, stay in India and really build large enterprises. A lot of red tape, etc., have been cut. I think we have to go even few more miles. The quality of life has improved a lot. I was talking to you earlier when, for me as a child, going from Jharkhand to my native place in order to spend summer vacations at my dada's place in Banka district, at that time Bhagalpur, it will be a torturous journey on a bus because of nausea and whatnot. Even when Papa used to drive and he'll take on the car, it will be very hard. And now it's really good. In train infrastructure, a lot of things have improved. A large number of apartment complexes have come about which have really great facilities. In addition, we have good quality of life which is available here. So the opportunity to do meaningful work and have good quality of life, now they are available here. And because of that, I think we need to double down on that and try to prevent some of the preventable brain drain. Some brain drain should happen because that helps to bring some of the IP from other countries into India. You won't believe. So one scientist who worked in NVIDIA, who is originally from China, he worked for 20 years in the US, and now he came back to China and he has started a chip company. Government has invested in that company, and he's building something in GPU which will be used for machine learning and artificial intelligence. So India already has the advantages because in 1980s, IBM had set up the shop, another chip company had set up the shop, and now with current government's focus on being technologically self-sufficient, there are a large number of opportunities all over India. And I believe it will stop some of the preventable brain drain, but certain percentage, I think it will be beneficial for us. So it will be beneficial because some of the spirit, entrepreneurship spirit, those will be coming to us. And such kind of cultural exchange also help us understand what can be better. It need not be just the government sending the ministers, etc., to Singapore to learn what Singapore model is. We don't need to go to China to understand how the cities are planned, etc., just ministers. We ourselves can go there, find some kind of opportunity, and come and build it. For example, junior of mine, he worked in advertising company. He founded an advertising company, and he used to sell a lot to the brands in China. And he looked at the electrical vehicles, the two-wheelers, and he built the same thing here. It's called Yulu, right? Now Yulu is available in at least 30 cities all over India. It took 15 years, but as the EV revolution took place, and this is something an entrepreneur was able to understand and then bring it here. Another VC friend of mine, whenever he will be looking for a hard problem to solve, he'll just go to South Korea. He'll see what advancements are there, etc., and he'll come back and apply those. Then my son, he is able to get internship opportunity in Japan, and I have told him just try to absorb everything there. He is going to work for an automobile company which is supplier to Toyota, right? So the kind of discipline and other things which are there, I think he will be able to imbibe that and bring it here, spread it among his peer students as well as talk to professors, and this will help him in getting good job here. And while I hope he stays here and India provides the opportunity, but even if he goes out for a few years, it is okay because I think he has been grounded towards India, and he has learned the Indian spirit as shown in Swadesh movie by, after our King Khan. So hopefully, he'll try to return or still contribute from there. So that's my mantra, I would say. In addition, there is a little bit of a selfish reason for me to return. So I think I was never able to adjust to American way of living, and somehow the American football and others didn't interest me. I had deep interest in Bollywood movies and many other aspects which I was missing, and I came back to India after spending about 6 years here, and then in between I spent about 2 years more. So 8 years of my job experience in the US, and the rest, about 25 years in India, in various parts of India. They have been truly enriching. And the 6 years which are spent there, or 6 to 8 years which are spent in the US, they have enriched the things for me here, because a lot of things from their culture, free spirit, entrepreneurship, whatever I learned there, I'm applying it here in my job. So I think, preventable brain drain, probably we should try to provide enough opportunities to stop it, but some brain drain, there are benefits. So we should definitely, take it in a positive way. Thank you.
Indeed, sir. So every journey leaves behind lessons that no textbook can teach. Looking back at your own student life, what is the most important advice you would like to give today's generation who are preparing not just for exams, but for life itself?
Yeah, I think, Swarnim, you made a really good point that student life is not just about excelling in the exams and getting marks. It's also about building character, building connections. And it's about a lot of other things. For example, extracurricular activities which are provided in the school. I am just amazed by the kind of facilities which are there in my alma mater, DPS. I must say, I feel truly proud, right? When I say the school which I studied from, right, has a Abhinav Bindra rifle shooting range. It has a swimming pool which rivals one of the best. It has a podcast room where we are talking, right? And now I believe, the school is providing opportunity for example, Swarnim, yourself, and then editor and other things, to be able to practice some of the real world thing. I am just very happy, that our principal sir, Avnindra Gangwar ji, the teaching staff, many teaching staff that I interacted with today, the facilities in, various labs which I saw, they are truly world class. I mean, they are building critical thinking and other things which will help you go much higher. And I believe my, mantra, again, it is based on my experience, which I would like to say is simple, right? Is about understanding yourself. So you truly understand yourself, do the inner work, and don't chase external validation. So don't do IIT JEE because you want to make your mom proud, because you want a job abroad, because certain thing, but do it for the love of programming, for the love of physics. And while doing so, you should also chase happiness, you should be humble, and you should be curious, develop the critical thinking. So I think my mantra from all my experience would be to go deep inside yourself and have a very high sense of self-esteem, which is born not out of chasing somebody else's dream, external validation. Don't do it for external validation, but do it for yourself. Have self-awareness to understand what your potential will be, and try to chase that. So that's my mantra, I would say, from experience. Yeah.
Very right. So thank you so much for coming back to where it all had begun, for sharing your insights and reminding us that no matter how far one goes, but roots always matter. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity. It's always my pleasure to come back. I have come back here many times, and as much as my schedule permits, I try to come back and see the school prosper, and it's my pleasure to interact with many bright students here, as well as teachers. And as I said, our principal sir was our chemistry teacher at that time, so I share extra special bond with him. So definitely, it's both ways, and definitely the foundation which I got at the school, it built character, not just and set me up not just for academic success, but real happiness, real life success. And I'm always grateful and always happy to come back. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
There will be days when concepts don't click, days when mock scores disappoint, days when your self-doubt is louder than your confidence. But remember, one focused hour of today is more powerful than hundreds of regrets tomorrow. And the next inspiring story could be you, sitting right there